Hey everybody, Brad the Italian here. Today we're going to be talking about a story that's a bit more on the somber side. Now this is going to be my first and only trigger warning is at the beginning of this video. There is cases of child abuse, animal abuse, sexual abuse, and if any of those things make you feel uncomfortable, then I invite you to click away from this video now. And I will say now, I'm not going to display any of the abuses that she performed on camera. I will provide links, and if you decide that you want to click on them to see them yourself, you're more than welcome to. However, I'm not going to display them here on my page. So this story is about a famous TikToker by the name of Lovely Peaches, or Brittany Johnson. Now, Brittany Johnson is a very famous TikToker who has upwards of 60,000 followers. She started about 4 years ago. The whole basis of her content was doing more and more shocking content, kind of a shock entertainer. However, it was when her daughter was born that her antics went too far when they started to include her daughter as well. She would make comments and laugh about the idea that her daughter is no longer a virgin at 6 months old. She would state that she sexually abuses her daughter as well, and that her daughter is so dumb that she allowed her to break a nail as she was sexually abusing her daughter. Mind you, this is still a 6-month-old baby. It was around this time that the public decided to do something about this and started doing petitions and change.org posts and anything they could to alert authorities that this woman was horrifically abusing her daughter. These abuses and videos continued to post for months, while Miss Johnson just received suspensions and light slap on the wrists by the media outlets that were sponsoring her videos. It wasn't until September 8th, 2019 that her daughter was taken out of her custody. However, at the same time, she posted a video stating that her daughter had passed away, when that wasn't the reality of the situation. In that video, she states, "Oh, sorry, it's hard not to smile and be serious because I'm kind of happy that I no longer have to worry about the child." Now, mind you, this is also her stating that her child has passed away, and she's saying that she's happy about it. Unfortunately, on July 25th, her daughter was returned to her with full custody. She posts again stating that her daughter is back in her care, and it wasn't until another organization by the name of Children's Riot got involved and took the child away finally in August. They were quoted as saying, "The child has been rescued and will never have to be returned to that abusive mother." However, this came way too late in my opinion. I think that the media outlets should have done something a long time ago by banning her permanently to not allow any of these videos to continue to be posted. I believe they need to be held responsible for the content that they endorse on their website. I believe also that the media outlets have a duty to report to authorities either the IP address or some known location of the person posting, just to assist them in finding this person to put an end to it. However, this isn't exactly where our story kicks in. Our story comes in when we talk about Max, the Jack Russell Terrier. This is what she is being arrested for. After her daughter was taken away from her sometime in August, she adopted a 6-month-old puppy by the name of Max. It wasn't long until she started doing the abuses to Max as well, each video progressively getting more shocking, as per Lovely Peaches' trend. These abuses included things such as strangling the dog on camera while giving it kisses on the head, kicking Max, spitting on Max, slapping Max, spraying him with perfume on the face, and again, these abuses were allowed to go on for months. What does this all mean for Max? Well, first of all, him being strangled and then being kissed on the head as he's being strangled does put a damper on anybody trying to pick him up from here on out. Anytime his new owner goes to pick him up to show him affection, he could start cowering in fear just due to the stress and memories that all that entails now, because to him being picked up is dangerous. So what can you do to fix this? Really, you just have to work slow with him and keep giving him tons of affection, slowly on his terms pick him up. If he at all still feels uncomfortable, you have to immediately put him down and keep giving him lots of treats and lots of love. But honestly, these things you'd probably have to work with an animal behaviorist with to really work out these behaviors. But let's continue. One of the abuses that Miss Johnson did to Max was she hung him by the neck by a hanger. Well, now you have to desensitize him to the idea that hangers are dangerous. How do you do that? Well, you have to, same way you desensitize him to Like I said in my earlier videos, the cardboard cutouts. You lay a hanger down and you give them treats as they get closer to it, and let them realize that the hanger itself is not a dangerous item. So that way, at least you can hang up your clothes without scaring your dog every time you do laundry. Even the idea that the person might just go to spray perfume or cologne on themselves, that spritzing sound could be enough to send him flying under the bed or somewhere hiding to find somewhere safe. And again, you'll have to desensitize him to that object. Each of these objects he has to be desensitized to. If a dog is abused by being hit with a newspaper over and over again and therefore is terrified of newspapers, the best idea is to get them comfortable with it by just having it laying out, giving them treats. Work up with these behaviors. So start with it not moving. Give them treats as they get close to it or as they smell it. Then when you go from there, start moving it around, and every time they don't jump, give them treats. Then move up from there. If you spray yourself with perfume and they don't jump at it, give them treats for that. You just need to slowly build up each individual behavior, because dogs are very good at recognizing stuff that has hurt them in the past and staying away from it. So you just have to work with them very slowly, almost week by week, as you slowly do week 1, not moving, week 2, picking up the object, week 3, and even then that might be too fast. So just take your time with them if they have these fears. Meanwhile, at the beginning of all these abuses, there again were petitions, change.org posts, there were countless people reporting in, calling for PETA to come in, calling for animal control to come in, calling for anybody to come in and assist them or to come in and help. All the cries fell on deaf ears. Reportedly, they were having a hard time trying to find her, as they thought maybe she was going from hotel to hotel and doing these posts from different locations, making it much more difficult to find her. However, it always falls upon us, the people, to do something about this. There was actually a documentary filmed not that long ago saying "Don't mess with cats," in which there was a person who was posting up horrific videos of abuses towards cats. It required the help of the common people all together to find this person and report him so that the authorities could get to him. It wasn't animal control that went in, it wasn't anybody else, it was the people who took clues out of the surroundings to find him. And it was almost a similar case with this as well. This is somewhat of a call to action for everyone. These people, like Lovely Peaches, seem to keep abusing children and animals and other things that don't have a voice for themselves. And I think it's up to us to give a voice to the voiceless. I think it's time for us to stand up and make a change for these animals and try to do something more for them. Now, what I mean by that is I'm going to be starting a petition very soon with the idea of giving more funding to animal control. The reason being for funding animal control is because right now, even if animal control had gone in there and gotten the dog out, there's still a high chance that he would have been euthanized. He would have been euthanized for all the abuses that he endured. So it would be a half-hearted rescue. Even if PETA was able to get in there, PETA also believes in euthanizing animals. So the hopes with this petition would be to fund animal control so that they don't have to put down animals that they rescue. I'd like to make an effort to get animal control and these other organizations that don't believe in kill shelters together so that we could form a symbiotic relationship where we can rescue dogs from these terrible places and then give them a happy home afterward. But not only does this fall on animal control's shoulder, it also falls on the media outlets' shoulders as well. I don't understand why the media outlets didn't immediately start banning all of her profiles as soon as her content got to talking about abusing her daughter or abusing her dog on camera, why they didn't immediately start banning all of her content. The only thought that I can think of is that they don't care about the idea of animals or kids being abused. If it continues to get views and likes, then it should stay on the platform. And that's something I don't really agree with. I also believe that media outlets have the responsibility to work with the authorities to better pinpoint where these people are so that we can put an end to these abuses almost immediately. One of the most dramatic comments that Miss Johnson had made on her profile was that if Max had died, she was going to eat it live on camera. Now, there's nothing in her entire profile that states that she wouldn't do that. Everything that she's done as a shock entertainer has been getting progressively worse and progressing to this point that she would in fact do this if her dog passed away. What would be TikTok's response to a dog being eaten live on camera? What would be YouTube's response? Right now there's a plethora of videos that are out there that are put under the tag of educational that allow these abuses to continue to move forward. I think we need to hold the media outlets responsible for this. If they are able to copyright strike people almost immediately as a big business tells them to, I think they should be able to find these videos and strike them down immediately as well. There is no reason that these videos should be allowed to continue to circulate, other than the compliance of these big platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm calling out all of these media outlets to take responsibility for themselves and for the content that is plastered all over their platform. There's even a big part of me that wishes I could call out these other content creators who thinks that abusing their kids or animals on camera is good content for them to get clicks and likes to a boxing match, just like Jake Paul and KSI or whoever it was that did it. Especially since they're tough enough to abuse their kids or animals, they should be tough enough to take me on, right? This is pretty much the end of this story. Brittany Johnson was eventually found and arrested for animal abuse. Max was taken out of her custody and right now is trying to find a better home. But this story and stories like it don't get enough coverage. One of the big things that a lot of news outlets are leaving out of this story is just how long Max had to endure this. To my best guess, it's something between 4 to 6 months. I think what's happening to these kids and these animals is absolutely appalling. I think it's time that we hold media outlets responsible. I think it's time that we expect a quicker response from any authority in charge of these situations. And I'm tired of having to sit on the sidelines and watch these abuses continue. My eventual goal for all of this is to have a separate division that has the rights to go in and get these domesticated animals out and to provide them with good homes. Whether that is through animal control or a separate division from animal control remain to be seen. However, let's do more where we can. That's it for now. I'll be posting again on Thursday. See you all then.